contrast to Cuba's potential, Brazil's economic prospects are not so good. To make matters worse, its currency, the real, has plummeted over 70% over the past year, but some see it as a growth opportunity. Our very own Paulo Cabral explains.
The License Moda is a small family company that creates, produces and sells its own label of women's clothing in this shop and workshop in São Paulo. Until last year, the appreciation of the Brazilian currency made it hard for them to fight foreign competition, as Asian players flooded the market with cheaper products and Brazilian tourists returned from Europe and the US with bags full of new clothes. For them, the recent devaluation of the Brazilian real brings hope of recovery.
Prospects are good now because with such an expansive US dollar, people are not traveling abroad as much. Or when they do travel, they don't buy so much and buy their clothes here. We actually haven't felt this in our business yet, but we hope we will.
The president of São Paulo's Union of Textile Industries says the last 5 years were tough for local producers, as they saw Asian competitors gaining much ground, particularly with major retailers.
Actually, the current devaluation is fixing an imbalance that has lasted for many years, with the Brazilian currency being artificially overvalued. So this new exchange rate opens up possibilities.
The devaluation of the Brazilian currency is great news for local industries willing to sell their products abroad or trying to regain some of the market share lost to imported goods over the last years. On the other hand, it is a problem for businesses interested in exporting to Brazil.
The GoTex Fair is primarily an opportunity for foreign companies and importers to show their products to the market. But at this year's São Paulo's event, business was slow and the mood rather gloomy. This trader says the local textile industries that buy her fibers and threads may find opportunities from the devaluation, but will also have to deal with its downside.
For my customers, it's very bad, actually. The cost of the product is higher, of course, and more than that, the instability of the currency is very difficult because he buys today for a tax, and next week can be totally different, and the other following week is totally different again. So they are not so easy to them to make a plan to do an import process.
The consensus is that 2016 will be a tough year for business in Brazil, but one that will also offer new opportunities to some sectors in a challenging climate. Paulo Cabral, CCTV, São Paulo.